I want to talk to you about the Christ and the Antichrist. Philosophize about it. So this is the Christ. And there's the Antichrist. Now what is the Christ? If you know what the Christ is, you know what the Antichrist is. The Christ is also known as the light. It's a religious term. But as we all know, religion is, the Bible is a mix-up of stories from the past, from Egypt, from Greece, and they are all compiled into one. And the texts are really deep and should be understood on a deeper level. They shouldn't be taken literal. No, the Christ is the light. Now, what is the light in the sky? It's the sun, right? S-U-N. So you can also see this as the Son of God, the Son. In a person, this is the light inside. The information, it's what makes people grow to another level of being, another level of thinking. It's what provides people with an experience that gives them information. Something's like said in the Bible, walking on water. It shouldn't be taken literally, but it's a kind of feeling you get, and when you're on it, you'll know it. You'll know when you'll be walking on water. And what you get, you have two eyes, but when you go to the Christ, it means that one eye, two eyes, these are in your face, but you have one eye here. And this is where the neocortex goes. Neo, Neo from the Matrix, right? This was this weird guy. Well, that's an allegory on this. The eye here is the eye that was discovered by the light. So it is the Illuminate Eye. Another word is Illuminate Eye. See here? Illuminate Eye. Illuminati. So now you know where the original term comes from. These are the true Illuminati. These are the people that have experienced the Christ or the light. This very weird experience. What you go through is like, well, they say you can't compare it with a trip of DMT because DMT. I don't know if it's true because I never took DMT. But you experience a oneness, a unity, lots of weird things. You go into other dimensions, and you have to get rid of your ego for the experience, because your ego is the one that wants to take it logically, wants to individualize itself. So it has all these labels it wants to take with it, and it doesn't understand a thing about the experience. So you have to be able to get rid of your ego for the experience. And negativity about it is that getting rid of your ego also means that you'll be in a state where you kind of lose your individuality and some part of your memory that goes with it. And it's a natural phenomenon. So knowing this, knowing what the true Illuminati is, now you know, okay? I'm not saying these guys that are Illuminati, that call themselves Illuminati, that every one of them is true Illuminati, but this is the term true Illuminati. So don't ever let anyone take this away from you, because you can be an Illuminati. But of course, this term is also a label, which creates another ego, an ego that puts you out there really high above others. So it's pretty arrogant. So even this label you can't use. So it's hidden. It's a code, right? You can't use it. It's hidden. Okay, but now you have the Christ. You are anointed with an oil. This is the DMT, or something that looks like it. I don't know what it is. It goes to your neocortex. And so you have the Christ here and the Antichrist. Now, the Christ is what is creating an inner net. It's a connection to all of us. A connection I call the self, because it can get information from every being. It connects to every being. It is a kind of oneness that you can't imagine with the limited brain with your limited brain that you have. You really have to experience it. And then you have the Antichrist. Now, what is the Antichrist? The internet. Now, you really can't see this because, yeah, okay. So you had walking on water, right? And then you have surfing here. That's the first beast, right? It's a surrogate. It gives you a connection with people, but it's not the real connection. It's a fake connection. Now, this beast, www, is giving its power to the second beast. This is the spider on the net. This is what I call the spider on the net. This is the beast of the land. Now, this is also an allegory because everything happens in different levels, right? But as they said, it's in your head, and that's the or in your head. It's in your head or in your hand. So, the mark of the beast. What's the mark of the beast? I'm going to tell you what it is. SMART. Smart. They said the Antichrist was actually a big A. Well, it is. You know this. Illuminate Eye, right? So here also you have an I. But then you have the big A. You have AI, which is artificial intelligence. So this whole system needs to be purified. I don't know what's going to happen, whether it's going to blow up, but I'm pretty sure that there are people out there who want to abuse the system to get power over other beings. But when doing so, the whole damn thing is going to explode. It's going to be purified by the fire of hell, like they say. Now, What is hell again? Well, hell is the light. Hell is, it's that sun again. It's one fiery ball of fire that also creates, but also destroys at times. It destroys the negativity. So I can only hope that you'll be seeing this and that you'll get some distance from all of this and not get hooked by it, because people see it as something they need, something something good, but they can't see the bad things about it. So keep your distance. I'm not saying you can't use the internet. Get wired. Put a wire on the thing. Don't have that smartphone in your pocket, because it's radiating. It's radiating every cell in your body. It's making you sick. And I'm sure, as we are so philosophizing about this, that some of you still have their doubts. Because, right, now, they said in the Bible here, right, the Christ being the Son, like I said. You have to see it on another level. You know the story about when Christ was born? There were these 3 kings, right? Now, at a certain point in time, I was always looking at these 3 stars in the sky. And I find out that these 3 stars were actually the 3 kings of Orion. And here's the sun. There are the 3 kings of Orion. So it has all to do with some kind of awareness on another level about the planets, the constellations, the 12 constellations, the sun, right? It's all very it's on another level of thinking. But, like I always say, as above, so below. So, okay, now you know what the Christ and the Antichrist is. Now, the question is from, how can I get to the Christ, to the light, to the Illuminate Eye, right? Which is right here. Well, you'll need to do some things, like you need to purify yourself from the ego. That's one thing. You have to get rid of all the labels. Get rid of all the attachments. It means attachment, even the attachment, I am good, I am this, I am Illuminati, I am whatever, because you're actually nothing. And from that nothing comes everything. You are the void, the empty sky, right? But in the empty skies, there's planets. When you look at your body closely, you're not one big mass. You're a lot of emptiness, but you don't see it, it's not visible. So you need to be that void, that nothing. And you'll need to see everything as a label, really. A label you shouldn't get attached to. And you need to be wary of all those attachments. That's one thing. So purity of attachments. And then the purity of food. You'll need good food. You'll need apples, simple foods. Foods without labels. Just so be wary of labels, of everything that has a label. Don't eat anything that has a label on it. Eat the pure things. You'll need pure thoughts, pure emotions. That means you have to be honest with yourself. You'll have to refrain from judging others, because you're actually judging yourself. And then an abstinence of sex. Though it is difficult to attain this in society, because there is so much sex on TV, on the internet, and it gives you a desire. So you have to be able to do this without getting any desires, which is very difficult for most people. And then fasting. But fasting is something, in my case, it comes natural, because when you're in this experience, going through it, and I went through it quite some time, quite a few times. So I can tell you that there is this experiencing that all you eat is like poison to your body. It's like you're allergic to it. So you have to find the right foods to eat, which is very difficult too. And most of the time you find yourself eating less, and sometimes fasting, because you can't have anything anymore. I hope I've said everything here. This is all going to take you to a state where you feel very uncomfortable, very annoyed, very angry, very negative, very bitter at times. But this is a phase where you're purifying yourself, really. You're getting rid of the labels, you're getting rid of all the toxins in your body, and it gives you this negative state. And all this, if you continue in this, because a lot of people can't really take all this, if you continue and you really do everything you should do, then at a certain point you'll feel yourself like it's exploding, like and I compare this really to the light, to the sun, because the sun is exploding also. It reaches solar maximum at a certain point. That's actually what you'll get, solar maximum. And why do I say this? Because you'll feel it. You'll have something in your head while the DMT is going up that is exploding. And you have to lay down for a while. And I also really had the effects of radiation on my body. I had, my hands were really dry from like some kind of explosion, some kind of radiation I went to. I don't know if it really gives off some kind of radiation, but that's what you'll experience. It's like, it's experiencing the light, really, what you're doing. And you'll know it at a point. And if that happens, you'll need to be alone, in peace, in rest, away from things for a while. Because you'll need to create some kind of safety around you, safe from the outside world, and the outside world needs to be safe from you too. Because the experience is very tremendous. That's maybe the exact word to call it. It's tremendous. It is way out there. Thank you for watching and for listening.